Welcome to the making of a DM. Why patience is killing your dreams. You heard me right. Patience is killing your dreams. Let's get started.
I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your host, Mark Evans, DM. Damn it, I can't even smoke a cigar anymore without thinking about you guys and sharing practicable, real-life, hard-hitting, not-so-sexy information, but more importantly, it's going to get you results. But as I was up here in Shaker Heights, Ohio, I only got a couple more weeks left before I head back to Florida to the house down in Parkland. I'm up in the office thinking about something that I keep hearing people talk about over and over and over, and it kind of makes sense a little bit if you understand the full picture of what the thing is. So it's all about context. And a lot of people out there, the memes online, like this and that and this and that, it's cool, but it's mostly bullshit. And most of the people writing these memes haven't accomplished dick at all. They can't even pay their bills. That's a whole nother story. But I'm up here smoking the stogie, thinking about plotting and writing, trying to figure out what this actually means. And what I'm talking about is famously, Gary Vaynerchuk talks about patience. Someone comes up, they're 22 years old, and they're like, shut up, patience, 8 years, just be patient, or 20 years, or whatever he says. And that's good data. But the problem with patience is I don't know anybody patient, especially in today's time and age. Now, don't get me wrong. Patience is amazing for the long-term thought process, the long-term play. It's interesting. I did an experiment online asking people, thousands of people responded, asking them a simple question. Have you been in business longer than 3 years or over 3 years? Under or over, right? And 69% of the people that follow me have been doing business for under 3 years. Why is that important? Because patience is very important on the long-term play. I didn't drill down how deep how it fits under a year or 2 months or whatever, but under 3 years, really nothing's happened at a big level. Meaning we need to start looking, hey, I want to know, here's what I'm going to be in 20 years. I'll be patient on my 20-year target, but also I need to be urgent on my daily actions to get there. See, I think a lot of people use this patience term to be a lazy piece of shit. Well, Gary says be patient. I got to sit down and think about what I'm working on. Dude, step up and get the fuck to work. We got stuff to do. We got to accomplish stuff. We got to make those 100 calls. See, and again, Gary's a worker. It's very clear he works, he hustles, etc. And I'm not knocking the hustle. And he's not patient. No one's patient. Again, let me just be clear here. No one I've ever met comes from a place of patience. Now, don't get me wrong. In certain times, you have to be patient, but inside you're about to explode because you're so urgent. You have to be on top of your game 24/7. Do you think Tom Brady, when he's out, he's on the fourth quarter down 14 points, yes, you got to be patient because you got to wait until you get out on the field and you want to jump out of your skin to do this and accomplish the goal. But when he gets on that fucking field, he is urgent to get to the end zone. It's mandatory that happens. There's something inside of you that has to click that gets your ass in gear. So don't use patience to hold you back and allow you to think that it's okay to be patient. It's okay not to go do the work that you need to do. It's now. Patience is great for long-term play because you got to learn, you got to prep, you got to build, you got to design, you got to understand what's happening, you got to zig and zag. So yes, you got to be patient with the long-term play, but today, now, in this moment, you have to be ultra urgent. Stop researching to research because you're trying to be patient and you don't want to fuck it up. You're already messing it up if you're not messing it up. Fact. You're going to do that. I'm not saying go out there and just, blow stuff up and burn your money down to the ground. But some people are researching to research to research to keep researching. We've all heard the term paralysis of analysis. Well, those are the most patient fuckers I know, and they're going broke because all they're doing is being patient researching. When you create the sense of urgency and you understand the value of today, this moment, you can't get these minutes or seconds back. We have to get serious. We have to buckle down. We have to know that now is the time. What's that famous saying? Most people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 2 or 3 decades, right? That's a patience thing. Your dreams, your goals, by the way, your dreams and goals will drive your urgency. I'll paint the picture. Ring, ring. Hello, this is your doctor. You got 12 months to live and you're dead. Be patient. No, motherfucker, I'm not patient. I'm going to die in 12 months. Now it's urgent. Well, any one of us could be on that call. We have to get impatient on today's activities. Guys, my day today, as I'm recording this, it's 12:30, almost 1 o'clock. I'm up at 4:30 a.m. I'm in front of a book with my journal by 4:45, and I'm working. I'm patiently reading. I don't want to read. Takes me forever to read 10, 12, 20, 30 pages, however many chapters I'm reading at that moment. I don't want to do it, but I have to because the result is forcing me to be patient, but I'm urgently reading because I got to get it done. I get that done. I immediately, boom, I'm at the gym or I'm on a walk. If I'm on a walk, I typically am listening to some audio podcast of some sort, or I'm making calls to my team members, depending what day it is. My team knows I'm calling them at 6 or 7 in the morning at the latest. My different heads of people. I want to touch base. Where you at? What's going on? How can I help? What are we doing? I'm urgent. It's now. They're patiently plotting the big picture, but yet at the end of the day, if we don't do what needs to happen today, the big picture doesn't exist. Multiple calls. I've probably talked to 35, 40 people today with another 20 more left. I'll be done by 4 o'clock. I'll be at the gym today because I'm working out twice a day. I'm going to be back at the gym today at 4 o'clock with my son, taking him to the kids center, work out hard for an hour, sitting on that treadmill, trying to figure out how to get through those 10 minutes without me doing it. I'm urgent. I don't know anybody successful that doesn't have massive anxiety, that doesn't feel like it needs to get done now to move the needle. I personally don't know anybody. Now listen, what one says and what one does are two different things. And you also got to remember, there's people that says stuff with where they're at today, not with where they're at in the beginning. Guys, if you came to me 23 years ago, I would 100% say something totally different than I say today. Truth is, if you came to me 6 months ago, I might say something totally different. Because we're evolving, we're developing, we're growing. But when people are slinging out terms like, be patient, you got 10 more years before anything, like, no. You guys live in the greatest time of the world. When I used to have to get information, literally, I had to go to the library, pull out a card deck, find the book title, and go find the book, and then check it out and sit down and read it. I didn't have audiobooks. We didn't have podcast shows. We didn't have all this amazing information for free at our fingertips 24/7. Had to be patient. I was patient. But I was anxiously, eagerly sitting in bookstores and libraries reading this shit in an urgent manner. I was broke. I had no money, but I had drive. Became resourcefulness. Had conversations. Never stopped learning. I'm still learning today. Always learning from any and everybody. I don't care if it's the janitor or the CEO or the owner. I want to learn. Efficiencies, effectiveness, how to read the P&L properly, how to develop and grow, how to create the bigger mindset so I can share the bigger vision with my team as I develop, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. See, you as a leader, as you're building up this leadership role, I think everyone should have to manage 10 people in their life. I think everyone under the moon should have to start a company and have 10 employees. You would respect and appreciate all the bullshit that most people talk about. I hate my boss. He doesn't understand me. Well, listen, if you're a lazy piece of shit, you're right. I don't understand you because I'm not that person. I urgently move people forward. I urgently kick people out. There's no patience. Time is of the essence. Most people out there acting like they're living forever. They watch a video online. Someone says, be patient. It will come. Dude, there's a lot of people going to the grave with that fucking mentality, and they're not having any of it. 3 minutes later, they're on GoFundMe page trying to figure out how to bury this fool because he didn't listen to himself. See, what's happening is when you say be patient, and yet you're not plotting and moving forward in the momentum that you know you're capable of, and then using patience as a crutch. Well, they said be patient. I'm going to go hang out with my buddies this weekend because I'm being patient. I'm letting it develop on its own. Bullshit you are. You're being lazy. You're not taking advantage of the opportunity. You're not capitalizing on the moment. See, we all know why we're here. We all know why we want to become better. To gain financial freedom, to use that money to buy back our time and be able to do whatever we want to do. I want to build companies. I want to be the best dad. I want to be the best husband. I want to be the best brother, best brother-in-law, best uncle, best friend. That takes time on me. That takes reflection. That takes understanding. You got to be patient on some of this shit, but also urgently seeking solutions. We all know relationships are hard, right? Any relationship's hard, business, personal, etc. The truth is most people don't even have a relationship with themselves. You ever think about that? Your relationship with yourself. That's about as patient as you can be, right? We've talked about this on prior shows about our mindset and our thought on the thought, etc. But our relationship with ourself, knowing who you really are and what you really want. See, when one person says be patient, maybe they didn't get that call saying they only have 12 months left. Tell someone, go to a cancer hospital or go to a hospital where people are set to die in 12 months or less and tell those fuckers to be patient. Watch what happens. You're going to get your ass kicked. Go tell them to be patient. See, it's all in context. We have to understand what that individual's actually saying for me, not him. Again, great thought process. Be patient long-term, right? We all expect to be here 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Fuck, I hope to be here from 100 years from now. But the reality, I'm 41. Most guys live to what, 78? So I got 37 years. And I hope I have way more than that. Want to walk my daughter down the aisle. Want to see my grandkids one day and all that. That's exciting to me. I'm patient with that shit because they're only 4 months and 4 years old. But I'm also urgently like, oh my God, if I die, I got to see this, right? I can't speed that up. I don't want to. Let's try to figure out how to slow it down and be ultra patient. But for business and life, guys, business is not a patient game. Negotiations is stressful, overwhelming, scary, exciting, sad, very over the top oftentimes. I just want to shoot the number and let's move. Let's go now. Sometimes you got to be patient in those moments because you got to let it settle down. You got to let the buyer or seller come down to reality, etc. I can't control them, but I can control me. See, I might have multiple offers on different businesses or houses or whatever, apartments or whatever we're buying, but I'm urgently still in the daily grinding it out to get more of those. The more lines I have in the water, the more opportunity I have to allow patience to keep allowing in the future. If you only have one deal going on and you're like, I'm going to hang out and just be patient. Well, dude, you're going to go broke. I'm going to be urgent today to get hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not millions of lines in the water while I'm patiently building my business, but I'm urgently driving the revenue, urgently driving my activities to get to my goal quicker. I think the truth is, again, in the world we live in today, you gotta understand, I'm an old guy in the grand scheme of things. If you're 20s, You've never had to go to the library and pull out the deck cards. Shit, maybe even in the 30s. I did. We live in a world where you push a couple buttons and things happen instantly. Whatever you want, good or bad, could be at your doorstep in minutes, maybe hours, maybe a day at most. Anything. We're in different times. Urgent is the new patient. I want it now. Who says you can't have it now? And again, I think the biggest thing to take away from this is understanding what people say and how it relates to your story, your situation. You need to frame it in your context. That's what I was sitting here thinking. I'm smoking this cigar. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm patient, but I'm over here having a fucking anxiety attack because I got shit to do today. It's urgent. It's now. It's right now. So when I see all these great people out there and dicking around, reposting memes that say patience is the key, patience is the new success, whatever bullshit they're saying about patience, I guarantee you everyone is patient on that level. I'm talking that surface level. They're using it as an excuse to not do the work. I'm trying to find myself. Listen, when you know what you want, that's why one of my first shows here is know what the fuck you want. Because that will be your guiding, that will be your North Star. That will be your guiding factor, right? I'm 41 at 50. I want a jet. Let's say it's $50 million. I'm patient on that goal. But the only way to get that goal is be urgent today. I know what I want. I know what my unique abilities are. And I'm making the moves to make that a reality. Everyone is different. Everyone has different unique abilities. Everyone has different resources and connections and all this. I don't know anybody that's ultra successful that's like genuinely patient at all. I'm not saying not to be patient in the long view, by the way. I've been at this game 23 years. I can't remember me not thinking about now. We got to take care of now. See, so many people are daydreaming about 10 years from now. They're not doing the work to survive today. You got to keep the electric on. You got to keep the momentum going. If you only hear patience, you think you're doing good work by not doing anything. Sitting on the beach, smoking weed, drinking beer, acting like you're killing the game, making 68 grand a year online as a business owner, I said it ultra loosely. There's no patience in that. You're lazy. See, another thing that's interesting to me is that people that say I've been in business over 3 years, in today's day and age, if you've been in business over 3 years, you should be at $1 million a year minimum. Minimum. Bare bones minimum. Because why would you do it for any less? $1 million, again, on the grand scheme of things, context, right, is like a piece of sand at the beach. It's one speck of sand. That's it. And yet we make it so difficult in our brain to create this. You guys know it's not hard to generate money. The hard stuff is when we overcomplicate it, we get complex, we don't know how to handle it or manage it or grow it or excel it because I'm trying to be patient. Listen, 3 years is nothing for where you're going, but 3 years is everything with where you're at. You're not going to be patient grinding it out for 20 years, getting nothing. Again, I think Andy talks about making less than 60 grand in 10 years. Guys, again, I hear that. I made more than that in 10 years. I'm not saying what he did is right or wrong. He's worth more money than me today. But, this is a big but. You're in a different time than when we started. He's been at the game just as long as I have. The internet didn't exist. You couldn't open up an online store and create a product and go to Walmart or Target with an app and push a button and it tells you what it would sell online for. You buy it for $3, sell it for $12. That did not exist when we started our companies. It exists now. That's why I talk about all the time how one of my companies I started 4 years ago superseded my real estate company. It took me 23 years to create. I accomplished in 4 years, financial accomplishment. In 4 years, what took me 23 years to do. That's crazy, right? Not really. If you look at it, I just leveraged the internet. I leverage the mass scale that is online that doesn't exist in real estate on a local level. It's different times. I believe Andy's store, again, I don't know his full story, but like he had like retail shopping center stores. There's only so many people that walk by, that drive by, that are even in the state. And if you got a percentage of that, you could make X. That's the cap. But when he went online globally, which is amazing, and the products are great, and he supplied, and guys, they're busting their ass over there. So I'm not taking away anything I'm saying here. All I'm saying is like, everyone has a different path. Everyone has a different opportunity. You guys listening have the best opportunity if you're starting out and or with where you're at today, because the internet is at your fingertips. Patience is going out the window. Patient on the 10-year goal, urgent in the now. You got to remember this too. You can't build a big business with a small mindset. To me, it cripples you by being patient today, right? You have to learn how to compartmentalize this conversation. I'm urgent now. I'm working 12 hours a day. Is that patience or urgency? Different types of work, by the way. For the future of what I'm patient at. I think that makes sense. We have to realize the time is now. I love Gary. I love what Andy, I love their messages. But you got to, like, my big fear is that you hear it and take it super literal, where it's the only way. I know you all are, because I see your actions or lack of, and why you're not happy. Why would I ever tell a 20-something or 30-something-year-old person that's fucking starving for more to be patient and slow down? Especially if they know where the hell they're at and where they want to go. It doesn't even make sense. You would never tell a professional athlete in their prime ages, driving to become the best, slow the fuck down, Billy, and be patient. No. You're going to say, dude, now is your time. Momentum, time, age, team. Like, now is your time. We got to start listening. One, know what we want. Two, listen, I think it's great to read these books and watch these videos and all this stuff. Pick one or two, though. If it's me or someone else, I don't care. Just stop listening to 30 different people, because you're going to get 30 different takeaways. Why? Because we're all fucking different people. That's why. You got to understand, where are they leading you to and why? Why are they saying certain things and why? If you're talking to one person, that conversation could be very, very different if you're talking to 10,000 people in a room. You follow me? Patience. One thing Gary talks about being patient with is when you create a video on YouTube, be patient with your likes. Don't focus on your likes. Focus on great content. I like that. But also, I'm not fucking patient driving people to traffic to get eyeballs on my videos. I'm going to be urgent. I'm going to shoot timely videos. Driving, taking that traffic, moving to eyeballs, traffic, YouTube. Like, I'm going to build it up. But what happens, I see people get caught up in this patience thing. YouTube, someone will find me. Well, dude, you get a phone number and you want your phone to ring. You have to give your phone number out to people. The more people you give it to, the more people are going to call it. Just like YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. If you post something and you can drive eyeballs there today, the more you can drive, the more visibility, the more eyeballs, the more opportunity. Yes, I'm patient with the content, but I'm also urgent with the activity to get the content to drive up, to give me some excitement, to give me some momentum. Movement creates momentum. Patience, from my experience, creates people that become complex, overthinking, acting like they're doing work and not doing the work. It's like working out. I'm patient to get the six-pack abs, but I'm going in that gym with a fucking vengeance every day. Some days more than others. You don't sit on the couch and saying, I'm going to be patient and I'm going to get there. If your goal is 6 months, you got to go every day. You got to focus. You got to get serious. You got to get it. You got to put the constraints to grow. One of my favorite things to do is to create power of constraint. True story. A good friend of mine, Callahan, he's probably listening right now. Him and we're a partner in a company on some stuff in real estate. And he's young. He's hungry. He's hustling. He's making money. We were talking, I think yesterday, my wife and I, we got to travel the world for 7 years, the US and the world for 7 years, right? Pretty cool. And I would do it again. Anybody listen to me that's young? I would do that right now. And exactly what I told Callahan. He's like, Mark, quick question, blah, blah, blah. What would what was the travel like, this and that? I was like, dude, listen, straight up, go to the airport today, get a ticket and go somewhere. Start it now. Urgent now. Well, I'm patiently waiting. I'm 21. Dude, you're going to be 21 and 30 in 2 seconds. With a kid now, with a wife or a spouse or whatever. Changes. Now you got to be patient for 18 to 25 years before the kids get out of the house, before you can actually go do what you actually talked about 9 years prior. So again, it's all what context. What do you want? How do you want to get there? When are you going to get there? We got to start constraining it. If you think you can only make 100 calls a day, do 150. If you think you can only do 10 push-ups today, do 20. If you think you can only, make $1 million a year, go for 5 million. Hell, if you only did half and you hit 2.5 million, you're 1.5 over what you thought anyways. We're capable of so much more. Patience does not drive that from my experience. It lets us off the hook on our daily activities, our daily actions, our daily decision-making to grow. It makes it okay to be fucking lazy. And that's what drives me nuts the most. If you can't tell, I'm passionate about this because there's great people that could be succeeding at new levels, helping the people, their customers, hiring more people, helping the economy if they stop being patient. Anxiety, excitement, pushing forward, not being patient today, but patient in the future. These are all traits of all my buddies and I. I assure you, I wake up ready to fucking tear the day up. It's not about the money. It's not about the people. It's about me and what I'm capable of. If I was sitting around saying, Mark, be patient, it's like watching paint dry. It will happen eventually. But I don't need to sit there and watch it. I'm going to go create something else. I'm going to build another wall and paint that wall. While that one's drying, I'm going to be having another one dry. While that one's dry, I'm going to keep growing. I want to see what I'm made of. Guys, with this said, though, there's going to be a lot of shitty days, a lot of dark moments, a lot of big decisions, a lot of fast decisions. You're going to mess it up. It's okay. It's part of the game. It's not the end of the world. The key is you got to stay in the game and keep moving. Patience does not allow that from my experience. Be patient. I'm getting anxiety just saying patience 5,000 times on this show. This is the sense of urgency I see lacking in the world. We need it now. We need to make the decision to go now. Get in that mastermind now. Pull the trigger on that thing you've been talking about to get the new truck to build your landscape company now. Hire that cold caller to make those calls to grow your business now. Hire that assistant that's going to take 40 hours off your week now. Stop plotting, stop thinking, stop overthinking and analyzing something that you don't even know if it's real or not. You're just making theory thoughts about because you saw someone on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. We have to step up the game, guys. And again, please, if you don't learn anything from me at all, follow 2 or 3 people max. Consume their content with where they're at, if that's where you want to be, with what they're doing, if that's what you want to do. Get with them and follow them. Entrench yourself. Get on their courses. Get if they have them. Read their books if they have them. Listen to their podcast. Watch their videos. But be careful listening to 30, 40, 50, 20, whatever people, because you're going to constantly be confused. I'm not saying you can't read different books, but when you start consuming audio and video content of multiple types of people, and you're only hearing half-baked content and a moment, nanosecond, a micro clip, right, of an entire clip, you can lose the point. You could lose the understanding of what they're saying, especially if you're green, especially if you don't know who you are and where you're going. You're easily swayed. I know I used to be the same person. Shit, I was doing MLM, I was doing real estate, I was doing stock market stuff, I was doing options, I was doing selling stuff. I mean, I've done it all. I failed at all of them, but I've succeeded at a couple. I don't know anybody that's successful that's not failed in companies. Not one. Patience, that's when you get real. It's not even patience. It's just understanding. Wow, that doesn't feel good. I got to figure this out. Let's grow. What's the takeaway? That's just positive mindset, by the way. I don't know if this is patience or not, but to me, it's all about positivity, understanding what you saw, what you felt, what you're going to do different next. We all have life experiences happen. I was listening to a guy, I forget his name now, but he owns Shake Shack and Danny something. And he was talking about how he saw his father go bankrupt. He's like, when I was a child, he was a business owner. My dad sat down and said, hey, we're going bankrupt. It made such an impression on his brain as a young child. He's like, my dad's crying in the living room telling us this, right? That's a big deal. It made such an impression on him. He wanted to build something different so he would never have that experience. Therefore, he worked and gathered data and information and built a company where it would never go bankrupt because he built it the way it should be built, right? It could fail as well, but he built it and he didn't fail. It's called Shake Shack. I think they do $500 million a year in rev. And now he has 4,000, 6,000 employees or something crazy like that because he took action. I promise you that guy's not patient. I guarantee he's not patient. He's patient on the long vision because we're going to get there, but everything is now. I've sit in these meetings, guys. When I'm in my meetings, team meetings with my team and other teams, we're all talking about things that have to be happening now. It's not like, well, let me think about this and let's get in front of each other and let's call Steve and have him come in next week. It's like, get fucking Steve here now. Let's close this gap. We got business to do. See, everyone opens all these doors. Like I'm in my office now and I'm looking in a circle. I'm like, if there's 100 doors around me and they're all open, which one do you go in? No one knows. You just pick one and you lose a day there. Pick another one, you lose another day. Pick another one, shit, that's a week. See, when you're urgent, you shut doors quickly so you know where you were at and where you're going. Boom, door one. Boom, door two. Finances are off. I got to get on the phone. Let's get him in front of me right now. Where do I need to be or where does he need to be? Let's get it done now. And when you do that shit, results happen quicker. Gaps get shut quicker. People show up. And when you show up like that, guess what? They either show up like that or you kick them out. There's nothing wrong with this sense of urgency. Reminds me of the guys playing football. I've never understood the guys that get a penalty called because they don't get off the field quick enough. They're patiently jogging off the field. Dude, this sounds petty to people. It's not petty. This is real life shit. You got to be up, go, boom, off the sideline. Let's go. Next play. Boom. Repeat process. It's not petty. If you think it's petty, that's your fucking problem. This is not petty. Close the gaps. Make it urgent and succeed at another level. I guarantee it. I don't know anybody that's like, well, let's think about what this should look like. Well, let's get back to that tomorrow and let's just go enjoy the day. We're just hanging out today because we're being patient with this and, we want to see it evolve real slow and easy. I don't know anybody, zero highly successful people like that. Our days are structured. We have massive action plans 24/7 going on. Yes, there's some downtimes. Yes, that happens. But that's going to happen even with the plan, even with the structure. The time is now. It's so timely that me shooting the show to you right now, I was literally just lit my cigar, took 4 or 5 puffs and said, fuck it, let's get this thing done now. I have shit to do. But this is important. It's now. And when you do that, you teach yourself how to get shit done. And I hope this carries over in all parts of your life. Make it happen now. So many people are being patient planning that trip. My family trip in 3 years. The fuck, 3 years? Dude, let's do it this month. There's no constraints. There's no focus on getting it done. And 3 years becomes 6. 6 becomes 12. And then you get sick and it becomes never. Why not right fucking now? That's me hitting the whiteboard. Why not right now? This is the thinking process that's crippling people. This is the same exact reason why they're not where they want to be, because they're using it as a crutch. Stop planning to plan. Stop preparing to be patient. I'm not patient. That's why I buy VIP. I want up, I want to be in, and I'm done. I'm in. I'm not patiently waiting in line. I'm buying my way through the line to get in to resolve a problem. Me standing in line is the problem, by the way. I don't do it. Ask my wife. Ask anybody who knows me. I don't have time for it. I'm too anxious. I'm not patient. Set it. Hire great people. I'm patient with them. And I'm also driving, let's get shit done now. Make a decision. I'd rather have you make a decision, a wrong decision, than no decision. Let's go. When you come up with this mindset, I promise you, it will serve you very well. Yes, there will be some rocky moments. Yes, it will freak you out a little bit, especially if you don't do this kind of stuff. But in all seriousness, you can ask my wife, this is how we traveled the world for 7 years. We did not know where we're going the next day. We'd wake up, say, where do we want to be? We would be in Cali, be in Hawaii, be all over the world, Santorini, anywhere, Paris, Barcelona. We would make a decision in seconds. Let's go. What's the worst that could happen? We have a great time. We lose our luggage. What do you do? Make a decision. Know where you're going. Just get it done. I want to see you get it done. I want to see you experience the joy of doing shit and accomplishing amazing stuff. No more playing around. It's now or never. This is what making of a DM is. Deal maker and dream maker. Dreams don't come to people that are patiently just waiting. Think about anything. There's nothing patient that is amazing. Seriously. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot, like the big stuff, like, we could think of Disney World. Disney. I promise you, that guy was working like behind the scenes like a maniac, non-patient to get that done. The team, the people carried out his vision. That's the patient side. I'm not saying, to me, patience and preparing are two different things. They go hand in hand a little bit, but like, you got to, he prepared. He knew what was going to happen. He already saw it. That's why he was building it. He knew who he was and where he was going. Like I shared on show number 1 and 2. Know where you're at, know where you're going, and fucking go do it. Everything else is just details, right? So guys and gals, if you can't tell, I'm excited. I got to get back to this cigar. I got 3 other calls to happen here in the next 20 minutes. I got to squeeze those in urgently, knock those conversations out. But for you guys, I appreciate you being here. Thank you again by sharing the show. We're getting massive support with this. I'm super excited and proud of you guys sharing this. It really means a lot to me. I'm going to start doing some cool things like giveaways. Hop on the jet with me, hop on the yacht with me, come down to the house in Florida or Ohio or wherever we're at and spend a day with me. We're looking to give some swag away. We got some cool DM gear, hats, shirts, sweaters, all that fun stuff. And just stay in tune with you guys. I really want to connect with you. I really want to, and again, I don't have it all figured out. This show's going to evolve. I'm not being patient like I used to, because being patient took me 3 years to do the show. I'm not patient. I have a million things going on, but this is important to me. So thank you guys for all the great comments, all the great feedback and reviews online. I will do my best. If you need anything, please reach out. Let me know what you need more insights on. Let me know where you're struggling. Let me know where you're succeeding. Let me know how I could serve you. I'm here for you. And I love sharing this information because I will come to you raw, real. I have no script. I'm coming to you from the heart and gut. No more, no less. The good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. So make sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and anywhere else at Mark Evans DM. You guys are the best. Have an amazing day. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Make today count. Peace.
I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. And I come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. Thought they should've held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss. I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose. Yo, I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. all about the process. Time to get over